Finally some proof that God's not dead, because he turned Chevy Chase into Benji the dog. What the fuck, Hollywood? Benji is that lovable mud of a dog who first graced the screen in 1974 with his title film Benji, and then in 1977 with For the Love of Benji. All films in the Benji series were brought to us from writer-director Joe Camp, but there's a slightly weird film in the Benji series. It happened in 1980 when the makers of Benji thought there needed to be an entry for the adults, filled with murder, sex, and foul language. Ooh, it's that after-hours Benji movie that nobody asked for. How the fuck does this movie exist? I can't believe no one was interested in a movie where Chevy Chase plays a private investigator who gets murdered and comes back as Benji the dog to solve his own death. I mean, that kind of box office just writes itself. It's for those Benji fans who always hated the fact that they had to bring their kids to them. And completely missed opportunity in not calling it 20th Century Dog. The first shot in the movie pretty much sets the tone for the rest of the film. That's right, God is trying to stop the movie from happening. Which would explain why every scene in this dog comedy is either overcast, rainy, or just plain gloomy looking. It's an ugly film to look at, and I've seen Black Rage. And poor Benji doesn't even get top billing this time around. But Omar Sharif is probably more upset that the dog got billing over him. As for Chevy, he can't even catch a cab to take him to the plot. Most of the movie, as you can see, takes place in London. Just because. Also, they thank the Benji trainers, but not the Chevy Chase trainers. Typical. And if you're wondering if this lonely-looking man has any friends in London...
Hi, sailor. Want to ride? Ready.
The answer is yes. He's friends with Freddy, the stereotype.
People can be so cruel.
How'd you know? Your umbrella folds up.
Umbrellas aren't the only prejudices people have, you know.
Freddy.
Sorry, I was just reaching for the gear shift.
The man grabbed at Chevy's crotch, you see. This always happens in Benji movies. Hell, at one point it seems to turn into another film. I'm sorry, is that a Call Me sound-alike? You're right, movie. I should be watching American Gigolo instead. Chevy Chase plays a character named Benjamin, because, you know, it's kind of like Benji, and we get to see the meet-cute between him and Jane Seymour. Ooh boy, she wishes he were a dog. But who can argue with this chemistry?
You're an American.
You're not.
Well,
He's also Chevy Chase, and you're not. Glad we now know they're both from two different places. The soundtrack still thinks it's in another place. Can you at least wait for the sky to clear up before you start with the happy music? It looks like he's playing sick just to keep himself out of the movie, and his parents are still sending him to school that day. Oh yeah, and Benjamin's last name is Browning, the same last name as the co-writer Rod Browning, which shows what kind of originality we're working with here. Uh-oh, open umbrella inside, that's bad luck. Now the movie's gonna be really bad, or at least repetitive.
Ooh, baby, you wouldn't have found a more dumb hero.
I just heard that damn music like 3 times already! He's so sick he's using a thermometer and a cigar. Could be worse. He could be turned into a cat detective and have to solve something Cannibal Holocaust related.
With my expertise, we will find your lady friend before the sun goes down.
But Browning soon gets hired for a case.
My name is Quimby Charles. I spoke with your secretary.
He's the bad guy. Omar probably wishes he was propositioning a better Chevy Chase mystery movie, like Fletch. He wants Browning to check up on a woman who may be in danger, as if Browning could give a shit.
Can I borrow your umbrella?
That's the look of someone who cannot wait until their character is killed off. At the woman's apartment, the door opens before he can do his land shark bit. I've been saying for years that far too many Benji movies don't have statue penis jokes. By the way, worst private investigator ever. Looks like this has caught the attention of the neighbor, Frank Giallo. So Chevy gets stabbed in the back, once by the killer and again by the script. He's immediately in heaven, and why in the hell is he wearing a dog tag? He doesn't even look that upset that he's dead.
What am I signing?
You're acknowledging that you are dead and you agree to all the terms and conditions thereof.
I was afraid of something like that.
He looks like he's pissed that he still physically has to be in this movie. They're ruining a chance for a movie crossover with Warren Beatty in Heaven Can Wait and Albert Brooks in Defending Your Life. Oh yeah, and then this happens.
We had it before Star Wars.
I would ask, what the fuck? But if I did that, I'd be asking that question every 5 minutes. Browning has to go back and solve his own murder because an innocent man has been charged. Okay. Does this always happen whenever someone gets killed? And what about the dead woman? Does she get a chance to come back as a parrot? There is at least one voice I recognize here.
A message for new arrivals. This is the last day you can register for the stained glass class. And don't forget, you Ultra Sports, Coach Diogenes is still looking for a few good volleyball players.
Well, it's nice that Carlton the doorman got a job in the afterlife. The only body that Browning can go into is that of Benji the dog, because...
I have a dog, small mongrel due to be hit by a garbage truck in 45 seconds.
I want to see Mr. Higgins.
You hear that? If the events in this movie didn't happen, then Benji the dog would have been hit by a garbage truck and killed. But I'm more confused about the woman who keeps hitting on him.
I just love the way you say that.
Uh-oh.
You come with me into the back room,
Uh-oh.
and we're going to make sure you don't go back to her.
Ah, heaven. A great place to fuck in the closet. This is what 90 Minutes in Heaven was missing. A good slap on the ass. Obviously, Chevy Chase is gonna voice Benji the dog, so we finally get to hear Benji speak.
Holy shit!
That was close.
And his first words are, "Oh shit!" Yep, that's a thing that happened. This movie could seriously have a box cover that says, "Oh shit, Benji!" Let's hear a little more of that Benji talk.
It's terrific. They left me the cold.
Probably have worms, too.
Oh, cute and fluffy to the rescue.
How the hell am I going to get around London?
Even when he's voicing the dog, he doesn't give a shit. That's not how you voice a dog. This is how you voice a dog.
What's up, everybody? My man, you looking good, brother.
Oh my god, it's the talking dog from Halloween 5. Jane Seymour plays Jackie, a reporter, who Benji meets up with again in Paris.
And remember, Jackie, sex, 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 or it won't sell 10 copies.
Yeah, like putting a bunch of sex in a Benji movie. Look at this poster. I sure hope that dog gets a good look at her tits before he's stabbed. Then again, it does seem like they're heading towards romance with the dog. And then they bang. Meanwhile, in Goldfinger... Oh, wait, that's not the Jane Seymour Bond film. This movie continues to get more awkward.
What am I going to do with you?
Well, you could, not that, or we could be in deep perverted trouble.
That's right, Benji. Get a good eyeful of that cleavage. You know, it's been a good 5 minutes since I've heard the theme music. God damn it! This music is in the movie more than Chevy Chase is! Benji tags along with her so she can drive him to the crime scene, but she can't hear his directions.
Now, one more chance. Take a left right here and we'll still be all right. Okay, that did it.
Whew, even GPS stopped giving a shit. Oh, you mean they haven't fucked yet?
You don't happen to know any foxy little poodles, do you?
I I'm sorry. He's only been a dog for a few hours, and he's already up for fucking another dog? You leave the poodle hunting to Tequila. In case you didn't think you'd ever run into this voice again.
It's me, dummy. Kitty, kitty. I'm a returnable, too.
Oh shit, it's Freddy. He's come back to solve Paul Lynde's death. Or not, because he was simply in a car accident. Why has he come back, other than to check out Benji's crotch?
Maybe I'll see you later. If you see Higgins, tell him never mind about sending the rats. I tried one of them and I just don't like them.
Okay, why am I watching this movie about Chevy Chase as Benji the dog? What I really should be watching is whatever movie is going on with this cat. Benji checks out the crime scene where the killer is still there and seems to instantly know that the dog is investigating the murder and that the dog just saw the Big Lebowski. Poor dog can't even figure out how to use the phone.
Shit. Thanks for the fingers.
I never thought I would have to say this, but Benji, stop with the bad language. I am, however, very impressed by the dog training in this film. Oh look, there's Jackie again, with someone from Scotland Yard.
Surely you're mistaken. How could a dog get from Paris to London?
Really? That's the only question you want to ask here? Immediately, she seems to think the dog knows something, and this could be solved quickly by the dog writing shit out with a pencil. I already know he can use one. Back at Browning's office, damn, Jackie has a knack for showing up at all the convenient places. What the hey? The detective killed is the same one she ran into on the street. Perhaps he's been turned into a dog.
He wanted people to think he was hard and unyielding, but he was just a puppy at heart.
Get it? 'Cause he's a dog now. Hello? Dog sitting at the desk, drinking some brandy? It must be Chevy Chase. Now it's time for two people to solve this mystery.
Why, for example, would a socially prominent designer and art aficionado, who's engaged to a prominent member of Parliament, be having an affair with an unprominent, struggling private detective?
I ask myself that same question every time I watch a Benji movie. And the worst part is, ew, he has to eat dog food now.
It's that or nothing.
You want to bet?
It's amazing how little Chevy Chase gives a shit in this. I've seen movies of his that are so bad that he's easily the best part of them because he trolls the movies.
Wish I could stay, but I got a thing. Bye.
Here, he can't even bring himself to troll the fucking thing. But who needs food when he can watch Jane Seymour strip down and get in the bathtub?
I'm going to turn around, go back to the kitchen, and eat my dinner. Later.
What was his end game there? Did he think that was gonna end with her fucking him? Some scenes not even Benji gives a shit. When Jackie interviews the man charged with the crime, who was in line to be the next prime minister, she does all the talking while the dog just looks on. Maybe in the next scene he'll say something.
That was a really shitty thing to say, wasn't it?
Yeah. But, on the money.
Thanks for contributing, Benji. The phone number found at the crime scene leads to an art gallery, where I'm sure there'll be colorful characters.
Patricia was redecorating Lady C's flat when...
Yes, she was right in the middle of my vestibule. I don't know what to do. I'm bereft.
Now, how is Benji gonna mess all of this up?
Ooh, a dog.
Ooh, what is a dog doing in an art gallery? There is one lead in the form of handsome middle-aged McToupee and Beckett, who is now set to be the Prime Minister. But all of that's on hold when Benji spots Sharif. And if Benji looks scared, it's because the dog was scared of Sharif during the filming. And hell, he makes me shit my pants as well. But who needs a mystery when there's plenty of things here for the dog to piss on and then get him kicked out? Then there's more of that great dog dialogue.
Oh, shit!
I can't wait for the Lassie movie where she calls someone an old fucknut. The highlight of any esteemed actor's career, intimidating and frisking and interrogating Benji the dog, and then being beaten by an old lady for it. This plot is so fucking thin, we need to get sidetracked by Benji hiding out in a trash can from a bigger dog. This is all while Jackie is still trying to solve the mystery, but then it cuts back to this.
So you see, it's just a matter of communication. Even with vast differences between two individuals, it's, you know what I mean, man. There can still be shared experiences.
Oh good, the real story is now complete. The two dogs are friends now. But he still can't contain that language.
Close. Who's the fruit with the ear bob?
Thanks, 1980. This guy apparently knew the victim, but he's too busy hitting on Jackie, causing Benji to, of course, piss on him, and for Benji to put a stop to the guy's advances by putting himself over her crotch. Looks like he won't be spending the night, but Benji sure will. Don't believe me? Now not only is she letting him take a nice bubble bath with her, but she's doing so with the bedroom eyes, as seductively as possible. Where the fuck is this movie going? Hell, sometimes they have to pan down just to show that the dog is still there. But oh no, Omar is the assistant to Beckett. Duh! And with that smile, he's either the killer, or it's that haunted house of a painting that's on the wall. Who cares about the mystery when we've got more shtick?
Will you cut that out?
Sorry, didn't recognize the tail.
Smooth talker.
I'm glad Alan Sues from Laugh-In got more work as an effeminate cat. At one point, the movie paints itself into a corner since the dog can't reach the top filing cabinet, so Heaven's accountant comes back to turn Browning back into his human form. And what the fuck is he reading? He lets him know that the body of the dog must be back by noon the next day, and if that doesn't happen, Browning will remain in the dog's body until the dog would naturally die. Again, just because. Obviously, he can be turned back into himself when it suits the plot, so why can't he just stay like this? And in case you didn't know... Excellent. Now we know where this is taking place. Yes, pan across some more so we can see that this is a rainier, gloomier film than Seven. I do, however, admire Benji for taking the time out to read his fan mail. Oh, look at this. It's the necklace that belonged to the dead woman as a gift from Beckett. Why didn't they just try to destroy this evidence? But then there wouldn't have been shenanigans in the mailroom.
Stop that animal! I said stop that animal! Stamps with animals? Yes, I believe we do. But you don't have to shout.
Turns out the dead woman was having an affair with Beckett, and Omar staged the murder to get him out of the way so Beckett could be Prime Minister. I know. I solved the mystery an hour before the movie did. And of course there's a chase scene so by the numbers that there's actually people moving glass. Okay, Omar, this is the day on set where we need you to shoot at Benji the dog. Alright, that was kind of funny. Speaking of Chase, Chevy is back, but he doesn't want to go back to heaven just yet.
Hi, I was a pelican. What were you?
Or maybe he does. I don't know. What in the fuck was that about? Christ, can't anyone in this movie emote?
Did a little brown dog run back here?
Sure did.
He doesn't give a fuck about his own murder. And Omar doesn't seem concerned that this is the same guy he killed earlier. Is everyone going insane? Yep, everyone's going insane. Maybe that's why once Beckett sees the necklace, he immediately talks about the affair, even though Jackie has no idea what he's talking about. Even Omar confesses.
Alistair didn't kill Tricia Elliott. I did.
What?
Shh, there's a guy right behind you. And how did I not know that this line was gonna come about?
It was all perfect. If it hadn't been for that dog.
That is the most Oscar-worthy I've ever seen that Scooby-Doo line delivered. I think we all know where this is going.
He won't stop anything anymore.
No!
Oh, God, no.
He shoots and kills Jackie. Yep, I'm serious. And Benji is mourning over the body of a dead woman that he shared a bath with, and is stuck wandering the earth as a dog until the dog dies. Oh, and it gets even weirder. Benji almost commits suicide until...
Nice to meet you. Officially, that is.
Yahoo!
Okay, I have some questions here. So, goddamn, Jackie was allowed to come back to Earth for some reason, so she could keep Benji company, even though she's now in the body of an animal that Benji really shouldn't be fucking. This is an all-around tease for both of them. What kind of fucked up ending is this?
Or some of my friends used to call me Benji.
Better stick with BJ. You're not the, Benji type.
Goddamn, this movie plays more Elton John music than Springfield radio. And no, this isn't the Benji type, which probably explains why this is the only Benji movie that's, well, like this. Despite being trashed by critics and not doing great at the box office, the people involved with it survived the movie just fine. That same year brought the more successful Chevy Chase films, Caddyshack and Seems Like Old Times, and Benji was seen again in 1987's Benji the Hunted and 2004's Benji Off the Leash. Chevy Chase, however, did say that this is not only his worst movie, but that he's never even seen it. Oh, come on, man. Leave reviewing movies that you haven't seen to the internet. Maybe we'll get to see some more of this magic later on this year in that movie where Kevin Spacey turns into a cat. But I have another question here. If this movie is in the same continuity as all of the other Benji movies, and it ended with Browning still being inside the dog's body, does that mean that in the Benji material that came after this, that he's still possessed by Browning? We just simply can't hear his thoughts? My mind is blown.
Ooh, baby, you couldn't have done a worse thing to me. If you'd have taken an error and run it right.
Racist,